To call it torture porn would be fair and reasonable. Regardless, the Saw franchise has built a strong and loyal following since it sliced and diced its way into the public consciousness in 2004.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Cue music.
This is Movies First with Alex First.
I'm hardly an aficionado. In fact, I've seen very few of the 10 Saw films, but I still thought there was something to this latest instalment. The movie is set between the events of the original Saw and Saw 2, which came out in 2005. The pleasure from pain taciturn protagonist John Kramer, Tobin Bell, is diagnosed with a terminal illness. He's told he has but months to live. As a result, he's willing to try anything for a second chance. Kramer, aka Jigsaw, attends a cancer support group. Sometime later, he crosses paths with a man from the group who, surprisingly, appears to be the picture of health. Kramer is naturally inquisitive. That's when the man details an experimental procedure performed by controversial European specialist Dr. Finn Pedersen, Donna Gordon. It worked, and as a result, he's cancer-free. Intrigued, Kramer does his own research, which leads him to Dr. Pedersen's daughter Cecilia, Synnøve Makodi Lund. She appears to have taken up where her father left off. After paying big money, the following week Kramer finds himself in a makeshift clinic in an old warehouse off the grid near Mexico City. Cecilia appears warm and empathetic, and he meets members of her team. They include driver Diego, Joshua Akamoto, and Gabriella Renata Vaca, the woman who shyly greets Kramer and ensures he's comfortable during his stay. Medically, there's anesthesiologist Mateo, Octavio Hinojosa, and nurse Valentina, Paulette Hernandez. Kramer also comes across Parker Sears, Stephen Brand, another patient undergoing treatment. While Kramer's surgery appears to go well, soon thereafter he realises he's been duped. The entire operation was a scam, and Cecilia has struck it rich, defrauding the most vulnerable. Kramer determines he'll call to account all those in on the ruse. A civil engineer and architect for almost 40 years, Jigsaw rounds them up and straps them in for the ride of their lives. In other words, Kramer has designed some complex torture apparatus for the small group to try to navigate. In his twisted belief system, everyone deserves a chance to redeem themselves, even if ever so minor. Helping him to do his dirty work is his apprentice Amanda Young, Shawnee Smith, whom he's training to succeed him. There'll be blood and guts and limbs flying every which way. The sickening morality play that's the cornerstone of Saw X is well developed by writers Josh Stolberg and Pete Goldfinger. There are twists aplenty. Just as you think the film will labour over a particular thread or run out of steam, it turns tail. That's commendable. The tension builds, the pressure valve is constantly turned up as we wait for the next round of bloodletting. The ghoulish methods of torture have their own creative bent, if you pardon the pun. Then, of course, there are the characters, led by the methodical, largely humourless John Kramer. Tobin Bell brings dogmatic menace to the role. As Kramer protege Amanda Young, Shawnee Smith channels reverence and self-doubt. Conversely, there's self-confidence about Synnøve Makodi Lund as Kramer's potential saviour come adversary Cecilia Pedersen. I found myself invested in the outcome, a sure sign that the director Kevin Grutert has his mindset in the right place for the selective taste genre. Saw X scores a 7 out of 10.
You've been listening to Movies First with Alex First.
Available at Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or your favourite podcast player. You can also stream on demand at Bytes.com.
This has been another quality podcast production from Bytes.com.